Well, have you heard? Five Nights at Freddy's are in production for a movie. This is going to be something very interesting.
You are my superstar.
Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, it's brought in a whole new audience of people, but that's not what made the franchise what it is today. The movie has been in works, I believe, since the inception of the game, since it kind of blew up a long time ago as a viral style genre of the horror aspect. It's one of these games that revolutionized the way video games do a horror game in that sense. They sit there and they scare the absolute pants right off of you, where you got to go run to the bathroom and alleviate yourself very quickly. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting in a complete pile of sweat and stuff you just don't want to. It's one of those games that scares the absolute piss out of you. And because of that, it has done very well. It's taken the whole jump scare phenomenon onto its own. Now, it's been a while, and of course, the movie announcements have been out there and they've started filming, and it's something I've been sitting here waiting, tentatively trying to figure out a way to let the rest of you guys know that this movie is coming out very soon. There's been a lot of news, so we're going to cover it all here today. Out of all of the things going on here, we got to look at who's producing this movie, which is Blumhouse. They're known for movies like Halloween and The Purge.
We gotta find another way to get out of here.
And some very scary stuff out there, and even the new hit wonder, Megan. But besides Blumhouse's, who they have casted as William Afton, the main antagonist for Five Nights at Freddy's, the purple guy, the guy that did the deed and made the animatronics with the spring lock suits that ended up murdering many of the kids around this series. Matthew Lillard, best known as his role as Shaggy from the Scooby-Doo live action movie.
We don't go near any place with spooky, haunted, forbidden, or creepy in the name.
Which makes it a very strange role, although playing Shaggy is not very easy, I gotta say, because it's someone that's got to play very aloof, and he encapsulated from the cartoon and brought it to the live action, I thought, very well. Then you have Josh Hutcherson, who played in the Hunger Games.
Well, go on, you two, shake hands.
As the interest to Jennifer Lawrence's Mockingjay. So that's a very interesting duo that are leading or spearheading the charge of Five Nights at Freddy's. What more has come out? Well, we've got people playing as Vanessa, which I find a very strange mix, considering now we're looking at Security Breach and everything that came out of Help Wanted, Security Breach going forward into this movie. So one has to question, what part of the storyline are we actually picking up at this point? I know I've seen some movie set clips that have been leaked, and it looked like off in the distance you got the Five Nights at Freddy Game 4 house where the crying child was in. So I'm guessing we're going to see a little bit of here, a little bit of there, and it's going to be a progression of the story. And on top of it all, Matthew just recently came out and said there's 3 movies, not 1, so we're looking at a trilogy.
And then the last question, are you yourself going to be in Philadelphia?
I was supposed to be in Philadelphia, but I just got cast in a movie called Five Nights at Freddy's.
Which congratulations.
It's very fun. It's a 3-picture deal with Universal and Blumhouse. So unfortunately, my day job is taking me off to work, which I'm very grateful for. But I am not actually going to be in Philly this time.
You know, there's some days where your hobbies collide and you have to sit there and go, wait, what just happened? Yes, that's Matthew Lillard talking on Weekly Magic the Gathering with Gavin, talking about Five Nights at Freddy's how he signed onto a 3-year deal. I didn't even know the clip existed until I was talking about it for this video. This means we're probably getting a Scooby-Doo secret layer in the future for Magic the Gathering. Stay tuned for that video. We'll see what happens there. So what do we know about Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Well, not much, other than we're seeing casting choices. And with the casting choices out there, obviously you have Matthew Lillard as William Afton, Josh Hutcherson as Mike. I believe Mike was Sister Location. I haven't played it. It's one of those games that I kind of do want to play. Elizabeth Lal as Vanessa. Vanessa is a very interesting include in here. This means you've got the VR Help Wanted, you've got Security Breach playing a role into this movie, and the overall arcing of all of it is very interesting in that sense. And then you got Mary Stuart Masterson as a female villain. The only female villain that comes to mind right now is Vanny. So this leads us down the road that Vanny is Vanessa, but Vanessa is not Vanny. So it's very, once again, we've got two people playing this role that has been suggested they are one and the same. Coming back from Security Breach, you have the VIP exit where you have two Vanessas or two Vannys. So we'll have to wait to see where that one actually lies. Then we've got the kids, Josephine Love as Ghost Kid 5, Cat Corner Sterling as Max, rumored, Piper Rubio as Abby, Grant Freely just signed on to this. We don't even know who he's going to be. Lucas Grant as Garrett, and then David Hutchinson, or Hudson Dottie as Ghost Kid number 3. There is 6 deaths, 6 kids that die in one of the game, or in one version of this, and then I believe there's also another incident where another 5 kids died. So we'll have to wait to see where this lands. But the more important question here will be, who is directing? And that is Emma Tammy. And who is that? Well, she's only done a few. The Wind, Five Nights at Freddy is on there. Into the Dark and Fair Chase. Into the Dark is a werewolf. I believe it's a kid becomes a werewolf, and she's taking care of him moving to a town, and then bodies just pile up. So it looks like more of this horror style genre, right? Holiday horror, supernatural horror, psychological horror. So there is a little bit here, ultimately, to say that it's going to be
Mighty mysterious.
My boy is sick.
My boy is sick. You know, from the movie, if you look at this, you've got a fridge of a lot of raw meat, right? Just looking at it. And then, you have a picture here where the kid's eyes are turning yellow. You have the old school TV. And then it goes into the moon. So it's obviously something to do with the werewolf. Well, what do you think? Do you think this is going to scare the pants off you? Do you think you're going to have to run to the bathroom in the middle of the movie? Or are they going to play this too safe? It's going to be very interesting to watch the development continue with this, and then trailers come out very soon. The movie has so much to draw from for lore that I think they have their work cut out for. Security Breach was one of those games that has fallen kind of flat against the really hardcore fanatics for Five Nights at Freddy's, and then there's others like myself where it was more of the introduction that really got me into it. I've done the games before Security Breach, a couple of them, not lots, looking to the lore, keeping up with a lot of the lore, trying to, but I don't dive into it like a lot of other people in that sense. And it is very fun to theory craft, I have to say that. So this going forward is going to lead to a lot more of those theory craft sessions that you're going to see down the line, and probably throw the timeline for a loop once again, because Five Nights at Freddy timeline, there's no straight line in this anymore. Anyway, guys, what do you think of this one? I know I possibly will be looking forward to it as development continues, as long as the movie continues to move forward in such a way that it looks good. This will be one that is on my radar for quite a while. Thanks for watching. I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix, Cineshadow, signing off here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.